And so in a business journey, in a journey to build a real business, many times, so you have your perceived plan for the business and it's
Yeah.
working. You have advisors to help you envision the perceived plan for the business, and then sometime you get side cut with some opportunity
Okay.
which could be great, but you have never envisioned that. Your models are not, you
Gotcha.
have limited visibility to evaluate that opportunity, and then suddenly you're off railing. You're trying to because again, as you rightly said, your first opportunity could be your best opportunity in your
Hmm.
existence, so you don't want to let it go as well. So how, as a business owner, when you're juggling
Hmm.
this multiple ball and you got this curve ball coming to you and hitting you in the middle, how, what's your take on that?
Now I understand. Okay. So I think it's really important for business owners to understand their objective and to understand their goals. So if your objective is to sell your business for $20 million, 30, whatever the number is, and you have a clear exit strategy, a clear plan, then you also need to look at the infrastructure of your business and make sure that you're building your business on that infrastructure of what we call the 6 Ps and building those synergies. Now, if that curveball comes in, you got to look at it and say, okay, am I selling in a year? And if I do this curveball now, it's really going to derail me and get me off track completely. Or I'm really 2 years into a 10-year plan,
Hmm.
and this curveball that comes in, this business opportunity that comes in, I really need to look at it, evaluate it, weigh my, you know, pros and cons, and weigh the pros and cons to my goals, compare it to the goals of what we're trying to accomplish. And does it fit? Does it fit? Doesn't it fit? And that's a very important point you're bringing up, because a lot of entrepreneurs have what I call the shiny penny syndrome.
Hmm.
And this deal comes, so they're going to chase this deal, they're going to chase this rabbit, and they're going to chase this, and they're going to be all off track, and they're really never going to get their business where it needs to be and never really hit their goals, right? That happens every day. So I think you're bringing up a great valid point. So my point is, know your goals, know your objectives, know what you're trying to accomplish. And it depends upon time frame. If you got 1 year, you're trying to get this business sold, then don't derail. If
Hmm.
you're 2 years and a 10-year plan and it looks good and it checks all the boxes and it's going to meet your objectives, then go ahead. But also make sure you get an outsider expert opinion to also evaluate this opportunity, because a lot of times, we have um a lot of times we have blinders on and we don't see all the potholes.
Hmm.
We don't see all the issues, right? All the distractions. So a lot of times an M&A expert or a mentor or consultant can really help you stay out of the danger zones and look at that opportunity for you to make sure it's a good fit. Because a lot of entrepreneurs make very bad decisions because they're like, oh, this is going to be great. This is going to be great. This is going to be great. But they're not really evaluating it, you know, really through clear vision, because they just get so excited about the opportunity. Does that make sense?
That's absolutely makes sense. So, what one more thought I was thinking about when you were saying this, when to engage with an M&A agency or a consulting practice, because typically in our journey, if I give a very specific case, only when the opportunity came, we realized, okay, we need some firm to engage with because we want someone to. So it's, as I was saying, it was very defensive. So we were not playing offensive, in which you're making up a great point. Had we kept, and probably we should keep, someone to walk us through and through, it would sort of keep guiding us where we are going, and they would definitely have a better vantage point in our valuation than we do. As you're rightly
Hmm.
saying, it's more an art than a science. So
Hmm.
from your vantage point, from your point of view, uh, when is the right time to engage, and at what capacity?
Yeah. So I think that, again, it depends upon what you're trying to accomplish. So if you say, look, my business is ready for sale and I really want to sell, then I would say engage an advisor right away. If you say I'm like 2 or 3 years out, I would or 3 to 5 years out, I would say still engage an advisor, and here's the reason why. Because you need to know where you're starting from, your destination and where you're starting from. Because when clients engage with us and they say, gosh, Michelle, I really want to sell, but I don't know if I can get the value that I need. And there's a huge process that goes along with all of this, where we take our clients through a seller sanity check. And we take them through a seller sanity check because a lot of times they'll say, well, I want $20 million for my company, and their EBITDA is 200,000. They're not getting anywhere close to 20 million. So we have to take them through a seller sanity check to figure out, why do you feel like you need 20 million? Because a lot of times they don't need 20 million. I was just talking to a lady yesterday and she goes, I need 10 million. I go, why do you need 10 million? She goes, well, I want to retire on 2 million. And by the time I pay taxes and everything, that's what will be left. I said, no, you're looking at that all wrong. So we really take them through this seller sanity check to figure out, okay, how much a month do you need? How much a year do you need? What's the most important thing to you? Is it price? Is it this? How much longer are you going to live? And we really figure out what they need to live on for the rest of their life. And then what's the most important thing to them? Is it taking care of your clients? Is it taking care of your employees? Is it growing your legacy? What are you going to do next? If we don't plan their beginning strategy, they will never exit. We have to help them plan for what they're going to do next after they exit their business. So it's a huge process and a mindset that we go through with our clients. Plus, if they really want to sell their business for 15 million and their business is worth 10 million, then we take them through the 6 Ps and we help them build a $15 million business. And that might take us 2 years. So we get them in what we call the road to sell funnel. The road to sell funnel, whereas we're saying, okay, what's your bottlenecks? Let's identify your top bottlenecks. Let's take you through the 6P process. Let's figure out how we're going to solve these bottlenecks. Who's going to be in charge of this? What's the time frame? What's the action plan? And that might take us 2 years or maybe 3. So a lot of business owners will come and say, oh, I want to sell now. You shouldn't do that. You need to engage very early on. Not everybody does what I do. I would tell you probably most of them don't do what I do, but we need to be engaged early on because we're going to help build that value and we're going to help fix the infrastructure so you can get that desired price tag. Plus, we're going to walk through this mindset and really get you crystal clear on what you need to live on, because it's not always as much as you think it is.